Okay, I got 4 things for you today to focus on optimizing your military barbell press or your log press. Your log press here or your barbell military press. So I'm gonna focus on both of those 2 things here. Now the key is you're gonna either do 1 or 2 things when you're training these. You're either gonna work on power or you're gonna work on strength. And I'm gonna talk about the difference of those 2, right? Now the key also is to make sure you put the work in the muscle and not the fascia. So you're not bouncing and popping and all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna talk about that too. Now it all depends on your lower torso, right? How you have that weight distributed, either a neutral stance or a split stance. I'm gonna talk about that today too, so I hope it really helps. These exercises are gonna give you wider width in your shoulders, and it's also gonna work your deltoids, get more of like a boulder shoulder, okay? That's what these exercises will absolutely do. And again, it's gonna be barbell military press, or we're gonna be working on the log press, but I'm gonna talk about both, so enjoy. All right, the first thing we're gonna talk about is strength training using barbell military press, okay? This is a barbell, right? It's gonna focus first your deltoids, your traps, then your triceps, okay? Those are the muscles you're gonna be using primarily. I mean, your whole body's gonna work, especially your stabilizers, because again, I'll show you the stance, whether you're neutral stance or split stance, it's gonna affect that as well. But the key is to focus on strength on this one, right? So strength, you don't wanna explode. There's really 2 things you need to focus on. Do not explode up. You can explode up, but don't explode with the body, right? We want to use the shoulders only on a strength training for barbell military press, right? So strength training is number 1, is just boom, here, shoulders, not body. And number 2, you want to control your negative, your eccentric motion, right? So you want to get at least a 2 count on the way down. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. It looks like this. Here. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. What I don't want to do is, this is a power move, right? That's fine if you're training for power, but if you're training for strength, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. There you go. Looks just like this. So control that negative, the eccentric motion, control that. Don't use your body to pop. Focus on using your deltoids, your traps, and you're gonna work your triceps as well, okay? So that's strength. That's barbell military press for strength training. Okay, now we're gonna focus on is power. Now you can use a barbell or you can use a log for both strength and power training, but for this example, I'm just gonna use a log press to focus on the power. Now the key is on the power, what you wanna do is you wanna use your torso to explode. Now I'm gonna talk about stances in just a second, so keep watching, but my stance, I'm gonna use a split stance. I actually never really use a neutral stance, but what we wanna do is we wanna focus on exploding, right? Use your torso, use your hips. The power starts from the base, right? Your feet comes all the way, you wanna squat down a little bit and then press up. So you'll see here that I'm popping. Now, when you're using power or training for power, don't worry about your eccentric, your negative. Don't worry about that. You can come down 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, not that fast, obviously, because that's gonna be heavy weight, but 1, 1, 1, 1, okay? So that's okay, so it looks like this. See, I'm hitting my mic a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't feel loud. But here, see I'm popping? Here. Pop. Pop. So that's not a lot of weight, but to give you an example that shows you right here, boom, 1, 2. Now that's training for power. So don't worry about the speed of the negative, right? So I hope that helps. You can use a barbell or a log press for power or strength training. Vice versa, either one. All right, that helps. Peace. Okay, now the key on this one, the point here is that we want to make sure your shoulders stay even, right? So what I do with my clients is I actually literally, when they're pressing, I put my hand here. I always tell them, imagine you have a glass of beer or Coke, whatever, here on your shoulders, and you don't want that to fall off, right? So you're here and pressing. If you come up high, it's gonna fall off. If you come into your ears, then you're putting your whole upper torso out of whack, and what's gonna happen is you're putting a ton of pressure on your cervical spine. So you always wanna keep, you can have a line right here, right? As I press, look at that. You can see a line here, boom. As I press here, boom. Like that, okay? So I'm gonna show you on the log press here. The barbell is much easier to do this with, to keep your shoulders even. It's more dynamic, right? But with the log, there's always, because your grip's a little bit different, so your body's gonna want even, right? Your grip, if your grip is neutral, your body's gonna internally rotate more than if it's pronated here. So if you're pronated grip, then that's much easier to keep your shoulders. So I'm gonna show you on this here. But notice as I press, I'm coming here, up and down, and I'm not popping, right? I'm not popping here. Because again, you wanna work the muscle, not the fascia, right? Put the work in the muscles, deltoids, traps, and triceps, okay? Not the cervical spine. All the stuff right inside here, we don't wanna do that. So it looks like this. So watch my shoulders. So what I'm not doing is this. See, it tweaks my shoulder. This is what we want here. That is the correct way to keep your shoulders even as you press here. Just like this, right? Boom, boom. That's that's one of the most important points here, because we don't want to do this. Hope that helps. Okay, I was talking about the shoulders, right? We want to make sure our shoulders stay flat. Another reason you want to pay attention to this, I'm going to show you on the barbell military press this time, is we don't want to internally rotate. We don't want to walk around like this. Every time we lift weight, we reinforce what we want our body to do when we're in the outside in the real world, right? So if we're lifting and we lift like this, like that, it teaches our torso, our fascia, our muscles that connect to your brain, everything here, right? Spinal column, all that. Teaches to do this. We don't want that. We want to be here in this position, right? So as we press, we want to make sure we don't come up here and internally rotate, right? Because you'll walk out of the gym and be like, oh, great workout. This is where neck problems happen, right? This is why so many people have shoulder injuries. The first reason people have shoulder injuries in the gym is because they bench press wrong, and they bench press flat bench way too much. You should incline bench more than you should flat bench. That's just gonna keep your shoulders safer and healthier, and don't ever internally rotate those shoulders. So I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna stay here. Now watch my shoulders. I'm gonna stay here. I'm not gonna internally rotate and press here like that, right? It's kyphosis. We wanna avoid kyphosis, right? I don't want you to walk out of the gym looking like this. So the barbell military press looks like this. See my shoulders? Now you see they're kind of internally rotated here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm internally rotating here. Now I pull it back. See the difference there? And as I press, I'm here. See my shoulders retracted into press, my shoulder blades? This will keep you from having any aggravation, pain, or tears in your rotator cuff, number one, and also cervical spine. So hope that helps. Awesome, rock on. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about stance, right? There's neutral stance and there's split stance. There's two stances you can do when you're doing this exercise. I'm gonna talk about neutral first. Now, neutral position is where your feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and your toes are right about here pointed out, right? So I'm here, so it looks like this. It's just regular standing. We stand regular here, right? So you wanna go a little bit wider with the neutral stance in this position here, right? So it looks like this, boom, on the side. Now when I'm here, this is not ideal for power training. If you're powering and exploding up, this is not ideal. The most ideal position, I'll talk about that in a second, is a split stance. So this is more for strength training. Actually, I really never use this neutral stance when I'm doing overhead presses, just because I have L4, L5. I herniated my discs when I was 25. That was 20 years ago, so I want to make sure that I don't do it again. So I really never, ever press with this. So I always stay here in this position when I'm doing overhead press, but just to show you what it's like here. You can do this, but it looks like this here, right? So as I press, I get the weight. Now again, it's not for power, it's more for strength, right? Or hypertrophy, whatever. Here. See that position? My hips don't move back and forth or any of that stuff. I'm gonna talk about anterior pelvic tilt in just a second, but you wanna be here. This is neutral stance. Ideal for hypertrophy or strength training, more for hypertrophy. But yeah, that's a neutral stance. Again, it looks like this, boom, here, right? Not here, not here. Just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, your feet out, just like that. That helps. Okay, now we're gonna talk about split stance, okay? So it's just gonna be here in this position, right? Split stance. Now the key is when you're in split stance, you wanna make sure your back heel is off the ground at all times, right? Make sure your back heel is off the ground at all times. You don't wanna be here ever, okay? Ever, ever. You would put most of the pressure, about 80, 90% on your front heel, not your toes. If you start putting your pressure on your toe, your front toe, you're gonna interiorly translate and internally rotate. So you're gonna fall forward here like this. I use this position for all power training, all power, and log training all the time, every time. So it's up to you what you use, but it's ideal for power training. So you're here. Now you also wanna have a little bit of a, right, buoyancy in your hips. That comes from keeping your back knee unlocked. Never lock your back knee, never, okay? Stay off the back heel, never lock your back knee. Stay off of your front toe. It's 3 points there. And then as you come up, you're gonna press, pop, boom. Now see, when I come down, I'm squatting, right? It's a semi-squat, and then I press. Semi-squat and press. Semi-squat and press. I'll show you here in just a second. But again, this is ideal for power training. So, boom. Grab the, right? I'm gonna clean it up. I'm here. And then I, See, I'm popping up. Just like that. Now, I personally rotate back and forth on my, split stance. It's up to you. I would highly suggest every other or every two, so you don't develop muscle imbalances. So yeah, that's split stance. Make sure you're here and you power up, right? So that's how you use split stance. Hope that helps. Okay, what I'm gonna show you right here is anterior pelvic tilt. You should always be an anterior pelvic tilt. That's here, okay? Boom, see that? See my hips, it's lumbo-pelvic flexibility. Your lumbar and your pelvis flexibility should be good, right? And you should have flexibility here to be able to sit in this position, right? Whether it's a split stance here or whether it's a neutral stance here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your anterior pelvic tilt, the reason it's anterior pelvic tilt is because your hips anteriorly, right? Right there. They're not here in this position, right? Nobody wants to do this when they lift. So this lift, you want to make sure you're always in anterior pelvic tilt. That's going to stabilize your low back. That's the most important thing. It's going to stabilize your low back. It's also going to allow your glutes and your hamstrings to stabilize your back and stabilize your whole torso when you have that weight coming down, right? If you're doing really heavy power work, especially with the log, it's going to push on your body, and you need to be able to have some buoyancy. I talked about that earlier, some buoyancy. So I'm here, in neutral stance. When I come with the weight, boom. Or when I'm in split stance, I'm coming here, boom, boom. See there, boom. So it looks like this, boom, boom. That's anterior pelvic tilt. And a real easy way to do it is just stand here in your mind's eye, just kind of pop it. Now keep your abs tight too. You need to keep your abs tight so you don't just go, you'll feel some pressure in your low spine. The pressure in your low spine, you need to stabilize your low back by keeping your abs tight, okay? Here, boom. And this is anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, there you have it. This whole video is about how to optimize your overhead press, whether you're using a barbell military press or using a log press, either one. And I talked about this, the difference between strength and power. Strength is here, slow, controlled, negative, right? Power is just popping, using your whole torso to create as much energy all the way up, right? When you come down on that strength, you gotta make sure that negative, at least a 2 count on the way down, at least, that control that motion. It's gonna focus on the eccentric, and that's gonna build your strength way up, okay? But if you're using power, either one, barbell or log press, either one, you can power it up if you're training for power. So also talked about the hips, right? Make sure you stay in that anterior pelvic tilt, right? And make sure that you keep your shoulders, right, flat. Get a flat line going through your shoulders the whole time as you press, right? We don't want to internally rotate and become kyphotic, right? That's no good. That's never. Oh, and talk about the stance, the split stance, and also the neutral stance here, neutral, and then split stance. I hope that helps. I hope this video really helps you with your training. Please hit the subscribe button. Love to have you on the Fitness Animal team. And then also hit your notifications, turn those puppies on as well. And leave a comment. I'll get to it. I promise you, I'll answer your question. Thanks so much. I got another video right here for you. That's gonna be another shoulder exercise. And then I got a whole playlist here for you to watch too as well. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Please subscribe, turn your notifications on, and thanks so much for watching.